Women are loved in Islam. Women are elevated in Islam. It's time we start breaking down the misconceptions and breaking down the stereotype.
My edited intro has shown that to be debatable.
Number 1, the right to an education.
Malala's life changed forever on October 9th, 2012. While on her way home from school in Pakistan's Swat Valley, a group of armed Taliban boarded her school bus, asked for her by name and shot her in the head.
Despite the misconception and reputation of countries in recent times, gaining knowledge is a duty on every Muslim, man or woman.
Knowledge primarily being learning the Quran.
In fact, if you look up Muslim women in history, you will find scholars of religion, law, mathematics, science, and more.
So when I researched female Muslim scholars and mathematicians and scientists and all that, what I got was a large majority of those women did charity work. A very slim majority of those did religious work. However, those ones were the daughters of royalty, not common Muslim women.
The right to an education is a human right and one that Islam has always fully supported.
Tell that to Malala Yousafzai. And while the response to her attack has been very positive, all 10 attackers got life sentences, the Taliban still represents a sect in Islam that people follow.
Number 2, the right to have their own independent property and earnings. Have you ever heard of the saying, what's his is mine's and what's mine's is mine's? Well, that rings truths in Islam.
Your brother still gets double the share. And while you get half, if you have no brother, you still only get half. But yeah, that half is yours. I could inherit 100% of my parents' estate. Next.
Islam is a life system. Everything has its place and duty, and man's duty is to provide for the house, for the wife, and their children.
How feminist of Islam.
She has no obligation to invest it in the household. She might invest it in the house, in her kids, in herself and her husband. But in Islam, it's her choice to choose what it is she wants to do with it.
But every other aspect of her life is controlled.
Number 3, the right to choose a husband, to refuse a marriage, and to request a divorce. Forced marriage is not permitted in Islam and is very clear in the Quran.
True in scripture. In practice, however, that's another story.
The Quran gave women the right to call for a divorce. Not only that, but if it's something that needed to be done in an urgent manner, they could do so that any suffering is not prolonged.
Except for talaq. A woman cannot call for that form of divorce. That one is a man's right to basically say, I don't want you anymore. And after 3 menstrual cycles to make sure that she isn't pregnant, the divorce is finalized. Women have mutual divorce and judicial divorce. Judicial used primarily in cases of abuse, hence why she said, so the suffering isn't prolonged.
Islam gave women rights centuries before women were given rights in the West. That's right, centuries.
Western women in the present have far more rights than women in Islam. Let's look at the most dangerous places to be a woman right now. This right here is the world's most dangerous countries for women, Thomson Reuters Foundation 2018 poll. We scroll down here, what we get is India, which, woman covering her face with a hijab, large Muslim population, Afghanistan, obviously majority Muslim, Syria, majority Muslim, Somalia, Saudi Arabia, Pakistan. Do you get the idea?
Women are loved in Islam. Women are elevated in Islam. It's time we start breaking down the misconceptions.
أدب عند الضرب إذا ضرب عند التأديب لا يرفع يده إلى أعلى بل يضربها بحذاء صدره. كل هذا تكريم للمرأة. هي تحتاج إلى تأديب.
And breaking down the stereotypes.
So why are you covering your face?